Hi, and welcome back for another Sunday live gently guided meditation. And I'm saying gently guided here because I provide very little instruction. I won't be talking the whole time, so you have plenty of time to actually dive and have your own experience without me interrupting. So while we're waiting a little bit for people to join us, maybe I'll want to share my experience with me and my introduction to meditation and why I'm showing up here and every Sunday at 2 o'clock. I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder in my 30s. I was 35 years old. And I ended up going to see a homeopath, and she explained to me that I enumerated like a bunch of symptoms that I had. And she explained to me that my soul, my vessel, my energy was outside of my body because there was so much stress and anxiety that I was like completely dissociated. And she was a Buddhist person and advised me to start meditation to bring myself back gently into my physical body. And that was almost 10 years ago. So here I am today. I no longer have any symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, but something I have noticed is because I have since had a lot of mystical experiences as well. And the things that I've noticed is the my ability to calm down my physical vessel to really come back into presence was actually the same muscle, so to speak, to actually have mystical experiences. And that will lead us into today's talk for this Sunday is the human vessel is an antenna. It really is. And just like an antenna, we can tune in to different stations. If you say we can tune in to different channel. So while we meditate, it can happen that we start feeling things in our presence that are not physically there, or we may start hearing sounds that comes from a different dimension. And this is why I feel important to talk about these things because for me personally, hi, hello, thank you for watching. Yes, please feel free to ask any metaphysical question too. If you're here and I'm here, I'll be more than happy to help you if I can. So yeah, so the human vessel is an antenna. And something that I found out during my meditation is not only like sometimes sensing things or hearing things, is I was not even trying to have these experiences. They just kind of came out of the blue. And essentially, when these experiences happen, if we get stressed or too excited, it takes us out of the experience. So emotional mastery here is of the essence. And really, if you think of communicating with whales at the bottom of the ocean, like you're meditating, you're up in the mountain in the Andes, far from the ocean, and all of a sudden you start hearing whales, like that's uncanny. Um, our ability to stay calm and collected in that space is what will allow this experience to unfold. And to remember at all time too that we have a dial. We can choose to either go deeper into that experience or say no, it is not for me. So again, these skills really comes with meditation because in a way of connecting with these other energies, it's not mental as much as it is extrasensory. It's very related to our nervous system more than anything else. So, just like as I was saying earlier, by developing an ability to manage my post traumatic stress disorder and deal with the stress and anxiety and calm it down, is also what gave me the muscle to have metaphysical experiences, so to speak, because when they do happen, I don't jump out of it. I'm able to control myself in that space. And another thing to take into consideration too. So you're sitting down, you're meditating, and now these things starting to happen is you get to decide how much of the experience you want to have. You're always in control. And it becomes good to generate good questions, become a good detective. So if, so to speak, there's an energy, you're meditating, you didn't know what's going to happen, and there's an energy that comes, it's making itself, it reveals itself to you. So now you can check with yourself, how do you actually feel in the presence of this energy? Maybe you're experiencing fear. If you do, doesn't mean that the energy is bad. To ask yourself, well, am I experiencing fear because I'm uncomfortable with this situation? Or am I acting out of fear because there is actually something wrong with this being? So becoming discerning in that space. And then you can choose. Yes, I want to further interact with this energy, or maybe I just want to observe it for now, or like, now I'm not having anything to do with this energy and just let it go. So to know that you're always in control. So, like I mentioned, what kind of energies are there to connect with? First thing first, it's always about connecting with ourselves. It is very wise to note that our ability to connect with ourselves, it is our ability to connect with the outer world, so to speak. So if connecting with ourselves is unpleasant because we have like trauma, like things piled up under the surface, we may need to actually work through these sensations and through the discomfort in clearing these energies. So when we're really comfortable being with ourselves fully, then we can start to expand from that space a little bit. And what that may look like, it could be connecting with your pets, it could be connecting with your plants, it could be becoming one with your room or your environment. You can start there. And then maybe you can take it a little further to other life forms in the oceans or whatnot. But eventually, of course, these are all human concepts still, right? Because there are things that are directly available that we are already aware of. But as we start becoming more comfortable in that space, in our abilities to recognizing what yes to what and no to what, and then we can expand further. I had experiences where I was interacting with a whole entire different galaxy. And not only that, I was able to compare it with our galaxy to see what the difference was. And yeah, so it could be an amazing thing to be an antenna, becoming aware of our human antenna to explore the world around us, really, and see what it has to offer. And me personally, I found it quite rewarding, interesting. And if you look in my YouTube channel, you see I've made quite a lot of content based on that. So again, today, the goal is to ourselves have a meditation together, and so you can have your own experiences. So we will start again. If you're not already sitting in a comfortable position, I'm inviting you to do so. Whether you're sitting on a chair or on a cushion on the floor, make sure that your spine is upright so the energies flows nicely, that your shoulders are relaxed, And for your hands, you can either place them on your knees, cross them on your lap, either palms down or palms up or mudra. It's entirely up to you. You can keep your eyes open. That's how the Buddhists do it. They always keep their eyes open because they don't want to separate themselves from the world around them. Me personally, I like to close my eyes, so this is what I'm going to do. And let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is bring our awareness back to our breath and just notice our breathing for a few seconds. And as we're focusing on the breath, let's see if we can calm our mind and allow the excess energy in our brain to dissipate back into our heart, allowing the mind to go quiet for the next few minutes. Allowing our thoughts to just dissolve and go back into our heart. And as our mind becomes still, notice how we feel in our physical vessel, how it is pleasant to just be quiet in our thoughts, how relaxing the calm mind is for the physical vessel. If thoughts come into your mind, no need to label them or judge them. Just acknowledge that it was a thought and bring the awareness back to your breath. Feeling your chest rising and falling naturally, allowing our mind and our brains to decontract, treating the brain as a muscle that can finally just relax. And for the next few minutes together, just bring our awareness back inside of our vessel, just being, breathing, allowing our mind to decontract, to relax. And if thoughts come, just let them go like clouds in the sky and go back to your breath, your being, just observing what happens without judgments or labels. Once you're ready, you can just bring your sensation and your awareness back into your body if it's not already there. Keep wiggling your toes a little bit and your fingers, noticing the sound in the room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that's it for today, unless you have any questions from me. If not, thank you for joining me. I wish you a wonderful rest of the day and a beautiful week. Thank you.